Hey there everyone, Fro here. Been a while since I made a YouTube video, and been even longer since I made a much needed update video to my battle with pseudo dysphagia, and it's by far my original video on pseudo dysphagia and to a lesser extent depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. But this video is just before I get into that. This video is just basically to talk about my pseudo dysphagia battle. Anywho, that video came out like 3-4 years ago. It's by far my most popular video, and it's sad, but also comforting at the same time to see that there are a bunch of people out there that struggle with the same thing that I have, and have varying versions of it. They have worse or better than me or whatever. But I wanted to do an update video for a while now, but I've my life has gotten a lot better in regards to dealing with pseudodysphagia, regarding what I'm going to talk about here shortly for most of the video. So, pseudodysphagia is not a huge part of my misery anymore. It's mostly just my anxiety and depression, which is for another video another day, and not has nothing to do with my pseudodysphagia anymore. My anxiety and depression are its own thing, and while that has worsened over the past couple of years, my pseudodysphagia over the past year and a half or so, or 2 years, has gotten much better. I'm not cured. Obviously, it's a battle that you gotta fight every day, and some people can overcome it, in a week. Some people it takes 10 years. Some people never overcome it and have to live with it. But I'm going to tell you what's been working with me, or working for me, and hopefully it can, if it helps even one person out there, then I consider this a video a success. So, not this past April, but the April before last, about, let's see, going on a year and a half now. April 14th is when I made the first step to enjoying pureed food, and now living my new lifestyle when it comes to eating. I started off slow. Uh, I didn't just jump right in and start pureeing my own food, because I wasn't sure if I do it right on stuff. So I looked online, and I found these meals made by Hormel. I think they're called Thick and Easy now, which that's what she said. Yes, but anyway, that is their name. I'll leave a link in the description box below to let anybody that's interested in trying out after listening to my story. You can click right there and take you right to it. Now they're not cheap, probably not that good for you, but you know what? They're the perfect entry meal into transitioning pureed food. Because if you're like I was terrified of eating pureed food, or even like mashed potatoes. I wouldn't do anything. Applesauce was like the only food I would have, and that would just be to take medicine. But it's so crazy that I struggled with dysphagia, where I didn't eat food basically for almost a decade. It was over 9 years when I started eating pureed food. But I never really gave thought to pureed food. And then one day I just got this like inkling to go look online and like look about pureeing food, and like blending food most likely, and then come into terminology like pureeing food. So anyway, I found these meals, order them from my Hormel. They came in the mail. There's 6 different versions that you can see there. For my personal preference, I tried the lasagna one, the turkey, or not the chicken one, and the beef one. And I would rank them. That lasagna was easily my favorite, but the chicken and beef were fine. I put chicken second and beef third, but lasagna was by far my favorite. And these are perfect meals to get you started, because they're already pureed for you. You don't have to refrigerate them. They last for months, which tells you about all the preservatives and stuff in it. But anyway, excuse me. Still have GERD, still burp. Can't help it. Yeah, like I said, they're easy to store. You don't have to put in the refrigerator, and it only takes a minute. You poke some holes in the top of it, put in the microwave for a minute, and you're good to go, and they're nice and hot. And when you're like me, when I was just, my diet was freaking just ice, milkshakes. That's all I had every day. I would have like 1 or 2 milkshakes every day and some Slim Fast. To actually have a hot meal, even though it's pureed, was like life altering for someone that was almost a decade without eating food. So, so I started eating those. I started off eating like 1 a day just to get used to it, and slowly at first, getting more and more comfortable with it. To the point where I was getting like 2 or 3 a day. To where I got into eventually I got to the point to take the courage, which I mean, some people might think that's not courageous or anything, but you know what? This is a battle, and any step forward takes courage. I don't care what anybody says. That's when I started pureeing my own food. Now I'll also leave a link down to Insta bullets. I think that's what called, the Insta bullets, whatever. But the blenders, the things you put the stuff in and you put it on the blender like that, and then freaking and you use that. That's what I've been using for over a year now to puree my food. What had to get one replaced a few months ago because the original one burned out because they work wonders, but as much as I use it for every meal now, basically, uh, they eventually got the motor will burn out. But I started doing that step by step, slowly, like learning on my own how to puree my own stuff and stuff. And when you do it for long enough, you get into a rhythm where you know just how much liquid to add, and you got sauces and spices and stuff. And what I use, a lot of people will use water, but I feel like adding water to anything just dilutes the flavor. So I use lactate free milk, or yeah, lactate lactate milk, fucking lactic acid free milk, or whatever, lactic free, whatever you want to call it. But that's what I use for my main liquid. Now, obviously, you don't always have to use milk, so, but milk is the perfect like base to add for a liquid to add to something to puree it, and it doesn't really take away the flavor. If anything, it makes it a little more creamier. But and especially with the lactate milk, it doesn't have much of flavor on its own. I mean, some people, they're milk connoisseurs, they might disagree with me, but that's just my opinion. But let's say you're making like you want to puree some spaghetti or some chicken parmesan or something, then you could add some more pasta sauce as a liquid. You're making you're pureeing a cheeseburger. You add ketchup and mustard or whatever you put on your burgers. If you're pureeing vegetables, a lot of time the vegetables will be so juicy that you won't need a whole lot of liquid, and you can just do it on their own. Soups, obviously they have enough liquid on their own, so on and so forth. I can go in more depth if people want me to like go over recipes for pureeing. I mean, it's not really recipes; it's just knowing what liquids to use and how much to use. And what I recommend, they have, obviously you don't want it to be so thin that it's like drink. You don't want it to be drinkable unless if that's what you're into. Then sure, then go for it. But if you want it to be at least of a nice thickness, consistency of like a nice thick pudding, or even mashed potatoes, they have the thickening stuff that you can add. But I tried that and I did not like how it tasted. And it's not supposed to add taste, but that stuff did not work. What I do is unflavored mashed potato flakes. They work wonders. They don't really add any sort of flavor because it's just unflavored mashed potato flakes, and they're perfect for thickening stuff up. And if if you make something a little too thin, you added some mashed potato flakes to thicken it up. And if you make it too thick, you can always add more liquid. Eventually you get to a point where you don't know how much you gotta add ratio wise. But pureeing food has actually there's no better way to say it. It changed my life for the past year. Like, yeah, my anxiety and depression are still bad, but it has nothing to do with eating anymore. I used to dread getting hungry because it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna fucking go make a milkshake again for the fucking 400th day in a row, just 8th year in a row, whatever. And you actually look forward to meals. One of the down effects of this is that I have gained some weight since starting eating regular food again. But hey, I I'd rather gain a little bit of weight eating regular food than just keep going down the path I was going, which was not good for my health either. It was worse, by far worse for my health, to just be living off of milkshakes. Like, I'm probably a medical marvel as it is, but regardless. Uh, but I've gone, and it's still, a journey. I still want to. One day the dream is to just be, eat regular food, never have to puree a meal again. But I've made steps along the way, baby steps, step by step. I don't mind. Like, I can chew like a noodle or two here and there now to test something if I'm making something. And if my food's a little chunky, it doesn't bother me anymore. I started taking pills whole. I used to always like cut them or crush them into powder and to take them. Now I take even my Zegger pills, which Zegger I take every day, once a day for my GERD. Like you can see, that's a pretty decent sized pill. And to me, I was terrifying before. I had really hard time swallowing pills, but now I take that whole every day with just a spoonful of applesauce. But I do take it whole. That's what she said also. Just trying to bring some levity to the conversation. But yeah, step by step, like mashed potatoes. I don't puree my mashed potatoes. But all mashed potatoes are fine on their own because that's basically the texture they'll go with. You gotta deal with the stigma of like you're gonna think that you might think that the food looks gross at first because it's a pureed meal. It doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like. Presentation isn't always gonna be a great thing when it comes to pureeing food. But you gotta realize that being able to enjoy regular food, even if it's pureed, which to me is still you're eating normal food. You're just delivering it to your body in a different way. But it doesn't matter what it looks like if because at the end of the day, it's still regular food. It's just in a different form, and you gotta get over that stigma if you think it's gross or something, and just give it a try, and you get to the point where you're just so used to it. The unappealing look of it won't bother you that much. Like even my girlfriend, I'll give her, she'll let her taste my food after I puree and stuff, and she said it tastes good. It tastes like regular food. It's just a different, like I said, it's a different delivery system to your body. And for some people, I know even doing that could be hard, and I feel you. I was scared for almost a decade. I never even give it a thought of trying pureed food. But I'm telling you right now, if someone like me with the anxiety and stuff and mental blockage that came with eating, with trying anything, if I can do it, you can do it. So try to use me for motivation. Like I said, I'm trying to help people that have this. I know this. I seen it on Reddit. There's a Reddit for people that have this condition and stuff. And there's not a whole lot of videos on YouTube about pseudo dysphagia, and a lot of them I've looked before in the past, and they weren't that helpful. So I'm just trying to be helpful to people that have it. And I know that, like I said, this video has like 4 or 5 times the amount of views as my next closest video. I know this is my most popular video, and the I was gonna take some time to say that the comments over the years have definitely a lot of them have brought warmth to my heart. It saddens me that there's people that also suffer with this, but it's just nice to know there's people that suffer with it, and when you feel like you're not alone is a great thing to feel when it comes to dealing with something like this. And I'm sorry it took so long for this video to come out, but just like I said, my anxiety and stuff and depression have been pretty bad, and maybe not want to make YouTube videos for a while. But I'm trying to get back in the thick of things. I started streaming again this past week, and I'm trying to keep it going. But that's neither here nor there. This is a video about pseudodysphagia, and I just want to say that if you can make it that first step to try and puree food, it will change your life. It can definitely help you enjoy food again, and it doesn't have to be end all be all. Hey, if you get to the step where you can puree food and you do that for the rest of your life, who cares? As long as you're enjoying food again, who gives a shit? And I gotta get over the fact that people will look at me weird. Like if you're going in social setting and stuff, like if I'm going like a family event or something, like I'm gonna have to bring my blender or my Instant Bowl with and puree and stuff. That's another hurdle you have to get over, and I struggle with that too. But excuse me. At the end of the day, you gotta do what's right for you. And pureeing food can reinvigorate your love for food and can eventually lead you to one day to ditching that for just eating regular food again. I made steps, like I said, I made steps. I eat chunkier food. There's certain things that I can chew out no matter, like mac and cheese sometimes and stuff. You know, Eventually I'll get there. And even if I don't, coming this far, it has just opened my eyes and changed my world greatly when it comes to enjoying food again. As you can see, I'm someone that obviously enjoys food and actually be able to eat like anything I want. You can puree anything. You can literally make anything pureed. You can, roast beef, anything. It's all about finding, the right liquids that you like, with the sauces and whatever. You use broth as a liquid base too, but like I said, I use lactose-free milk for my base, but usually, and depending on what it is, add sauces, spices, you know, it's a meal, just so I can do it up. One of my favorite things is Chinese food. I'll get the boneless spare ribs, and I'll get like chicken and broccoli or something. puree them both on their own, and then you have two things, and you can even dip them in each other, and it's I love it. That's Chinese food. I have an unhealthy addiction probably, but yeah. But this video is a long time coming, and I'm sorry it took this long to come out. And I just really hope this can help at least one person out there. I'm hoping it helps more than that, obviously. But like I said, I'm gonna leave in the description box below, links to the Hormel meals. You might be able to find different versions of the meal that might be cheaper or something, but these are ones I used, and I just looking at them today. They look like they're the same 6 flavors. Like I said, I tried lasagna, the chicken, and the roast beef one. All 3 are good. Lasagna is my favorite. Chicken, then beef. I didn't try the scrambled eggs or French toast or the turkey, but going off of the 3 other ones, I'm sure they're fine. I mean, I'm not scrambled egg ones. Sounds a little weird, but trust me, I've pureed eggs too, and eggs actually are pretty easy, come out of pretty good consistency. It only takes a little bit of ketchup or whatever you like with your eggs, and I really like it. But regardless, I'll leave a link for that, link for Instant Bullets or NutriBullets. That's what they're called. Sorry, what I called. I don't know what I called Instant Bullet for how long, but NutriBullets. That's what I meant to say. So go back in the video and pretend I said NutriBullet. That's what I meant to say. But anyway, I'll leave a link for that. Uh, Obviously, this isn't a promotion. I don't have any sponsors, not yet. Hopefully one day I'll have sponsors for something on YouTube or on Twitch. But if you guys want me to make more videos in the future about like you want to see me how I show you how I puree a meal one time or something, then go ahead and show me. I don't have the greatest living arrangements right now for being able to show off a nice looking house or anything, but hopefully that'll change in the future pretty soon. Not well, hopefully next year that'll change. But regardless, if that's what people want, I'll gladly do it and show you. I mean, I'm no chef, but maybe I can be the puree chef of YouTube. But if you got any questions and or just want to voice your struggles or talk about it in the comment section below, go ahead and drop a comment. Like I said, I really hope this helps some people, and I hope to be making some more YouTube videos soon. Just like in general, try to do football picks when they come out and stuff, and get some fur rage going again. But just speaking heart to heart, if you're struggling with pseudo dysphagia, I'm not even sure if I pronounced that right because it is a mouthful of a word. But if you are struggling with that, it does help to just talk to people that also experience that, because I know it feels like you're a freak, you're weird. It's such a weird thing to be afraid of, like swallowing and choking and stuff. But you're not alone. There's people out there that have it, and they care, and we're all looking for ways to get through this together, hopefully. So thank you all for watching. Like I said, any questions or anything, let me know in the comment below. If you want to see more videos about anything regarding pseudo dysphagia or something, let me know. But that's it. I hope I can help someone out there. Hopefully I can help multiple people. If I can just help one person, like I said, this video's a success. So sorry the video goes on long, but these videos I'm not trying to rush anything, and I'm just speaking from the heart. I'm not reading off some script or some bullshit. This is just me speaking mano a mano, person to person, from the top of my heart and the top of my head. So as always, take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching. We can get through this together, don't worry. And I love you all. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.